Welcome, Leo. This is your weekly Teroscope reading for August the 3rd through to the 9th, 2015. I have a sneeze coming on. Hopefully it won't show up. Um, my name is Tilly, and welcome to Tarot with Tilly. And I want to thank you truly from the bottom of my heart, all the love and support that you give me each and every day. Thank you so much. Now let's get right to the cards because we start with the Page of Pentacles. Now, mainly this card would have to do with finances. Your dreams, your goals. I see him holding it, and he's kind of looking at it like it's a crystal ball. Now, there are two flowers on top. There is a red flower and a white flower, which tells me courage for new beginnings. And there is a fog in the background. So we're not going to get a lot of details on what those new beginnings really consist of. You have to go on faith. You have to go on an inner belief of yourself. So this is definitely a card that says that you really need to have a faith in you, a belief in you. Don't let self-doubt come in. Don't let negativity come in. Don't let your fears push you off a beautiful path going forward. It's really believing in what you can accomplish, what you can do. And it's looking in that crystal ball and seeing your wants, your desires, what you want to manifest. And definitely starting off on the path of going forward. Definitely starting off on the path on how to go forward. But you have to have a belief in yourself, okay? Because when we look into that crystal ball, we want to believe, but we allow self-doubt to kind of come in and say, oh, that can't be because of this or that, or I could never do that, or, you know, the people that surround me wouldn't support me if I did this. And I think you need to be a little self-centered this week. Believe in yourself, believe in your goals, believe in your dreams, believe in you. Okay, the Three of Wands sits right underneath it, which is why I know it is such a beautiful and expansive path. Okay, in fact, the path takes up almost all of the card, doesn't it? So this is the path you were supposed to be walking. With these two cards together, I would say that any decisions that you make this week and how to go forward are going to you're going to feel the vibration of these decisions for a very long time. So be the diplomat. Think it through. I mean, if you have been planning all along and thinking all along and strategizing all along, then you know exactly how to move forward. But if you haven't been doing those things, be very cautious on how you're actually going to move forward, because I think it's going to have long-term results on whatever you decide. So, I mean, if you've been planning and strategizing and looking and learning, then you know where you want to go and what you want to manifest going forward. But if you're kind of not sure yet, you've got that inkling inside you, but you're not sure, you don't want to take any major steps without thinking it through. Because with these two cards together, I would have to say that you're going to feel it long term. Now, we have the Two of Swords, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Seven of Swords together. The Wheel of Fortune is all about closing doors and opening up new doors. It really has to do with finances, I think, with this deck. Not so much with a lot of my other decks, but this one I always see it as a coin. So finances, career, job. So with the Two of Swords on the one side of it, and it's the door closing side, you need to make some decisions this week, or a decision, a very powerful decision. And realize that sometimes the new door won't open for you until you close the door behind you, that you walk away from the past. So it could be a dead-end job, it could be a very good job, but you are just not getting any personal satisfaction out of it. It could be that you are looking for a job. It could be relationships. It could be stature in the community. It could be just your own spirituality. But in one way or another, you're really going to be thinking about making this big decision on how you're moving forward, and you are blindfolded here. So, and it's going to take courage. So this isn't something that you want to do on a whim. This is something that is well thought out. It's well planned. You know what you're up against. You know the limitations, and you know the liberation involved in the decision going forward. And on the other side of it, we have the Seven of Swords. And this really tells me that you really need to make sure that you have got all the tools at your disposal that you're going to need going forward. And if you've been planning, if you've been preparing, then you do have those tools, or at least you know what tools that you need. But if you haven't really been focusing on your next moves forward, then there could be, you may want to think about, what do I need to learn? What do I need to have? What don't I want in my life in order to go forward? This could also be that people are maybe envious of you, trying to backstab you. I don't get that very often with this card, and that's one of the basic meanings for the card, but I don't really get that all that often in this deck. But I'm kind of feeling that, you know, you've been so charismatic and so full of energy, and you know, this is another week where you are going to allow your personality to shine, right, in order to move to where you need to go. And I think some people might look at you with jealousy, or so be careful who you are associating with this week, who you are allowing to know information about your path forward, what your plans are. So you might be holding them a little closer to your heart and only sharing them with the people that matter in your life the most. So just be cautious of that energy. Or it could be self-sabotage. So don't become too stubborn or too opinionated or too full of yourself. Don't let ego rule the day for you. Okay, follow your heart, follow your inner wisdom, making the right choices going forward. We have the Chariot and the Two of Wands. Now the Chariot is definitely all about your focus of the path forward, getting ready to hold those reins tight and driving those horses to exactly where you want to go going forward. I see the birds. I usually don't even see the birds in this card. So definitely tap into Spirit, God, your angels. Ask for their opinion. Okay, sit there, take a couple of deep breaths. You know, we sometimes, especially when we're anxious or we're nervous or we're afraid, we have this shallow breathing. So take those deep breaths, get into the moment, and then ask your question to the universe, God, your angels, your spirit guides, and then wait for the answer. And don't think that it's the little voice in your head. Don't think that it's your imagination. Take those words. Try to understand them. Try to see how they fit into the path forward. And it's with the Two of Wands. So, you know, you're actually being drawn into a certain part of your life right now, that you couldn't fight it going there even if you wanted to. So the more that you are feeling that it's right, the more that you are feeling that, you know, think about your decisions going forward this week. And do you get that knotted pit in your stomach and you can't breathe? And chances are you're not supposed to be going that way. Or you need to release some fears, some negativity about what you've been told about yourself, because it's definitely not true. And where you really feel that you're being drawn or you're really being pulled, chances are you're going to end up there on some level. And don't worry too much about having all the answers right now, because that box is open. So that tells me as you get closer to each part of your journey, the answers will appear. So don't worry so much about the small stuff. Worry about the big picture. Worry about where your heart truly soars. Okay, you don't want to pull yourself down. You don't want to allow other people to pull you down. I think it has a lot to do with how much planning that you've put in, but I think you're having a strong desire, and I think that is God, your universe, your angels, your spirit guides pulling you along your path to the next stepping stone. So I think that wherever you need to go going forward, you're going to feel that pull, you're going to feel that desire, you're going to feel that want. And so understand why you are feeling that way and how to move in that direction forward. Until we meet again, remember, I do love you.